All right, ladies and gentlemen, we finally made it. Mother Nature has taken hold of everything here at the Itacoatiara Pro, presented by Pride, Zeki, and Net and Jackson. Holy mackerel, the rainstorms, the squalls that have just come through have just put a damper on pretty much everything here, but we do have the live action, and we are here now, and welcome. We appreciate you guys for holding in there and tuning in.
Bom dia, meus amigos. Thank you for standing by and waiting for us to go live on air today. Like Manny was saying, we've had massive rainstorms coming through to contend with. I've dealt with hurricanes and stuff with U.S. National Tour events. This is something on par to that. It's not a hurricane, but we've had some heavy rain squalls and a lot to overcome to get on air so we can bring you the semifinals.
I did not get the memo about bringing a rain jacket or a waterproof backpack, but if you're on top of it, we are in the tropics. We're south of the equator, so this is their winter. This is their rainy season, and you know what? We were just a little bit unprepared. Now we're just waterproofed. We're ready to rock and roll. Again, this is Itacoatiara Pro, presented by Pride, Zeki, and Net. Itacoatiara. This place is unbelievable.
Yes, Itacoatiara is in Niterói, which is about 24 miles north of downtown Rio de Janeiro in the state of Rio de Janeiro. And it's just gorgeous here, and this surf break is incredible.
We've had heavy conditions since, a week ago. And yesterday, the first rounds of the trials, let me just say this. If you were in the trials yesterday and you got through one heat, you got through 2 heats or 3 heats, I would just give you a medal for being, just the strongest person out there. The conditions are heavy. Imagine Porto Escondido and the wedge combined and just breaking really close from the shore and just hollow, heavy, and very stormy. It was victory at sea out there for the competitors. And a lot of the guys, one of the tough guys from up the road just got slammed by pulling into a massive barrel, hitting his head on the sand bottom. And I don't want to say names, but there was actually a rider who came out of the water and just started throwing up from the exhaustion. The conditions have been insane. Coming up onto the cliff here, you look over and it looks small, but then once the riders get out there, the perspective, it's big and heavy here, and it's still stormy out there. But we are going to finish off the trials today. Where are we right now?
Right now, we're on hold. We're getting ready to go into semifinal number 1. The semifinals, it's all Brazilians. They came out in force, and they're holding it down on their home territory.
Well, what we're doing right now to give you that live action is the cameramen. Again, Mother Nature has us by the – well, you know what I want to say, but the cameramen are getting situated to make sure they're dry. A lot of equipment is being, risked to be here right now. So we are waterproofed here in the media room. The camera guys are setting up right now. We're just getting ready to bring you the live action of semifinal number 1 and semifinal number 2. The situation out in the water, we do have 7 slots available, which means 1 rider out of the 8 semifinalists will not advance on to the main event. And how will that be determined?
They're basically going to look at the scores of the 2 fourth-place finishers in these heats, and the rider with the lowest score is going to be odd man out, and the other 7 guys, they're on to the main event.
I would hate to be that person. You got a 1 in 8 chance, but there's always going to be that person who's not going to advance on. The Brazilians have been on fire. The semifinals, all Brazilians.
Yes, and both of our trialist wild cards have made it to the semifinals, so they're still moving forward. They're still marching along.
Yeah, once again, everybody, this is Manny V and Steve Action Jackson bringing you the live feed for the Itacoatiara Pro, presented by Pride, Zeki, and Net. Net is the internet provider and mobile.
Yes, Net is a cable and internet provider down here in Brazil. They've been kind enough to set us up with the internet and make the live webcast possible.
I don't know if we have if anybody can hear us in the media room, but it is humid here in the commentator's booth. I'm already sweating, but I think it could be contributed to those 8 cups of coffee that I've had.
That might be contributing to it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting ready to rock and roll semifinal number 1 and 2 and the finals of the trials. Again, Manny V and Action Jackson will be bringing you the live feed. Plus, we have Adnan from Morocco. He's going to get in the hot seat. Unfortunately, he did not advance on through his the trials, but we want to make sure he gets the props for making the long trek to Brazil. And we're going to have GT, we're going to have Lester, we're going to have Michael Novi in the hot seat taking place and giving us a break and letting us relieve ourselves from the 18 cups of coffee that we're going to have by that time.
You can talk about that for yourself, Manny. I'm sticking to the water. I'm good on 2 cups of coffee. But yes, as Manny was saying, we're going to have a great all-star rotating cast of pro riders to platoon in and out with Manny and I, so we can keep the action and the commentary fresh and at the top of its game for this webcast.
I'm really anxious to get Guilherme Temega here in the hot seat for one reason. He came in second behind Dave Winchester in the last 20 seconds at the last event in Arica, Chile. Dave Winchester in the last 20 seconds was able to pull off an amazing right-hand big invert and just took the win at Arica in the last seconds of that event. Guilherme Temega after... You saw it in the Manny Vision interview. He was pretty bummed out, but he still has that fire in his eyes, and he's going to come back full force along with this huge slew of Brazilian bodybuilders who are ready to defend their home turf and look for redemption.
Yeah, second place did not sit well with Guilherme Temega. Now we're here on his home turf. Guilherme, along with all of these Brazilian trialists that are looking to make the main event, are going to be really dangerous to contend with out in these conditions.
I would not want to be. I mean, the top 24 guys, just be ready. Don't let your guard down because the Brazilians mean business, and they're going to come out full strength. And we are here on their home turf. A little bit more about where we're at right now as far as the beach is laid out.
Well, there's multiple breaks here. As you'll see when we get cameras on the water, there's a small break called Prainha, which is kind of a sheltered break behind a giant boulder. There is Pampo, which is to the right of us from where we're located, and then there's Maio, which is in the middle, and there's Costão to the left. We saw yesterday Costão, the current was pulling down the beach towards Costão and then pulling out along the rocks, which seemed to be the easiest way for our competitors to get out into the lineup. And then the fifth and final spot is called The Shock. It's an outside spot that breaks over rocks, and it only breaks on the biggest swells. It's big, it's heavy, it's dangerous, and there's only a handful of local guys like Dudu Pedra, Kalani Latanzi, the guys you're going to see as the wild cards in the main event that ride this place. Some of them have even almost died out there.
It's pretty heavy. I mean, you can Google it, look up Shock Itacoatiara, and the photos that you're going to see are pretty heavy, but it's very fickle. It has to be huge over there, and that's why we're not at that location. We are presently here in the middle break, which still has been delivering some nice wedgers, some really clean hollow barrels. But for the last couple days of competition, the riders had pretty much had to have luck on their side to find those nice clean shoulders for the deep barrels and maneuvers. As you can see from the highlight reel that we showed from Seamus Makem he put together from the first day of the trials. I mean, these guys had to really dig deep to find that perfect wave, and when they do, they have to go big. The maneuvers are, like I said, it's heavy. It's really heavy out here.
Yeah, if you go to youtube.com/IBA World Tour, check out the highlight video from day one. You're going to see there were some really heavy, slabbing, big waves coming in, and some angry, foamy little monsters just getting stuck in the inside yesterday was violent.
Well, you know what? Check this out. Instead of going online or opening that other window, we're going to actually show you the trials video in just a few moments. The guys are getting that ready and prepared, so just stay tuned with us. Again, this is the Itacoatiara Pro presented by Pride Uzeki. Whoa, you can see my sweat right here. I'm telling you, man, it's hot and humid in the commentators area, so I think I need to slow down on the coffee and start drinking some cold drinks. But, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Itacoatiara Pro, the hot and steamy Itacoatiara Pro, sponsored by Pride Uzeki. I'll get it right. Don't worry.
Uzeki.
Yes, .com and net. So Manny V, Action Jackson. Manny V sweating it up. Action Jackson, I don't know how you're steaming up.
I've
You're
been
not
living down
steaming.
here for the last month, so I'm
That's right.
acclimated to the climate now.
I'm sweating bullets right now. I which is good because the hot and heavy competition in the semifinals of the trials is going to be going down in just a few moments. The camera guys are getting ready. So shout outs to the people. I know you have a list there, but I'm going to look on our Google Plus profile, IBA World Tour PTY LTD. That's if you want to get a shout out going. Go there, write a comment. I think I have a post on there. So go on there and we'll start giving some shout outs. But I know you have a list here.
Yes, real quick, I'd like to give a shout out to Margot Bennett from PMBA Bodyboarding.
She's always on.
Back in Port Mac, always supporting. She's tuned in. Also, Ricky Miller, pro bodyboarder from U.S. East Coast in Virginia Beach. He's going to have this up on the big screen at Jew Moms in Virginia Beach all day long. Thank you. Also, big shout out to Chris Constantino and my boys in New Jersey. Chris recently tweaked his ankle. He's out of the water for a while. Hope you heal up quick. I want to see you back out in the water. And also, bom dia, meus amigos de Posto Cinco.
Wait a second. How did you learn how to speak Portuguese?
Like I said, I've been living down here.
You lucky dog. All right. We have on our Google Plus page, profile page, Rui is tuning in from Portugal, Styles from the Gold Coast, and Sean is in Tassie along with Bernard. Bernard is making the transition from beer to coffee to stay awake and watch the trials here from Brazil. Ryan and Lachlan, we know you're watching too, so thank you guys all for tuning in. For more shout-outs, make sure you go to our Google Plus profile page and give us a shout-out there. I'm sweating it up here. It's getting nice and cool. Do we have the AC running in here? Somebody check right behind us to get that thing rolling because I'm burning up.
From beer to coffee. Well, maybe later you can go from coffee to beer. When we're done webcasting, we can cruise down to the Heineken Lounge, and you'll be all good. Heineken, one of the supporting sponsors for this event, has been nice enough to provide a nice little lounge with some giant beanbag chairs and couches for the riders so they can hang out downstairs under the tents, stay dry, watch the action. Good stuff. There you can see a list of all our sponsors. Really nice setup here and a really nice supporting cast of sponsors.
So if somebody in the Heineken booth, can you bring me one and I'll keep it under the table? But there you have it. That's who is our supporting sponsor for the Itacoatiara Pro. And also check this out. We do have a couple more things. 3 newspapers articles were written up for the bodyboarding event. You have one there. Again, Itacoatiara Beach itself is heavy. I mean, I'm saying the closest thing I can say is Porto Escondido and the wedge put together. It's almost like a shore break, but you have the heaviness of just the whole ocean coming in and just pounding on the shallows. Here's another shot. This guy right here, Guilherme Tamega, he is looking for redemption here at on his home turf. That's Guilherme at Pipeline. And on the third newspaper, little comparison of what went down in the surfing event. They did not have the surfing event during the big swell at the cloud break for whatever reason. I don't know. Bodyboarders would totally be on that. But as you can see, this is where we are right here at Itacoatiara. That is where we're having the contest right there. Heavy, heavy beach break here in Brazil. So 3 newspapers covering it, and we thank all of them for making it happen here at the Itacoatiara Pro, presented by Pride, Uzike, and Net. Woo!
All right. Yeah, and the highlight from day one we were talking about that we're going to queue up and show you in a little while. That's available for viewing on our YouTube channel.
Actually, I think they got it ready now. Let's go to the trials first day highlight reel that went down yesterday. Again, it's big. Check it. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Manny V coming to you from the beautiful beaches of Brazil for the Itacoatiara Pro, sponsored by Pride, USEC, and Net. The competitors went out today for the first day of competition, and it was tough. It was heavy. It was powerful. They had to put everything on the line to advance on out of their rounds. Let's take a look at some of the action.
Run me off, don't run me down. Draw me in, don't weigh me down. Wrap me down. Hunt me down, I'm the prey. Catch me now. Wild eyes, steady breath on the wing. Run me off, don't run me down. Draw me in, don't weigh me down.
All right, as you can see, Itacoatiara is heavy. It is powerful, and it is going to eat you alive if you're not ready for it. So stay tuned. We're going to go live tomorrow. IBAWorldTour.com, our social media, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, IBA World Tour. I will see you tomorrow. Boom! Jackson, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, welcome to the Itacoatiara Pro, presented by or sponsored by Pride, Uzike, and Net. I'm going to get that nailed down by day number 2 for sure.
Uzike.com. Uzike, K Clothing is obviously a clothing company down here. There's also some really killer highlight clips of some of their team riders, including the event organizer, Giuliano Lara, and guys like that we mentioned, like Dudu Pedra. You can see some really sick video clips of those guys out here at Itacoatiara really putting on the line some super heavy waves.
Probably one of the biggest airs I've ever seen, going for it and almost pulling it off. He even mentioned that on the landing, he started spitting up blood.
Spitting blood.
Check out his video on Uzeki.com. US. You know what? I'll just show you right here. Go to this place right here. Boom. USEQU.com and check out each team rider's video clip, and you're going to see some heavy action that goes down here at Itacoatiara Beach. And Mother Nature has let up just a little bit. The judges are still, I think they can see now. So the competition is rocking and rolling. Semifinalists are out in the water or getting ready for the trials. Who do we got?
All right, coming up in semifinal number 1 of the trials, we are going to see Heliton Loureiro facing off against Franceli Ferreira, Sergio Luiz, and João Zeke, who is one of the trialist wildcards from here in Niterói.
I mean, the Brazilians are pretty much taking hold of the trials. There's 8 semifinalists, and only 1 Brazilian will not advance on. So keep your eyes peeled. Brazilians are definitely out for redemption after seeing their fellow countryman Guilherme Temega losing out on the win in the last event in Arica against the Australian and fierce competitor Dave Winchester. So Dave Winchester, he's on a good roll right now, and he'll be probably going out today as we may go into round number 1 of the main event. That's when the top 24 are going to face off with the trialists and the other wild cards. So a lot of action is ready to rock and roll. Thank you for tuning in from all over the world. We know you're watching, and we do have our Google Plus profile page up. So if you want any shout outs, that's where you're going to go. Comment on the little post that I have there, and we'll make sure we'll try to give you a shout out, because once in a while it just loads up to like 400 comments and we can't keep up. So ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome Manny V and Action Jackson, bringing you the live feed from the Itacoatiara Pro, presented or sponsored by Pride, Uzike.com and Net.
There you go, Manny. Yeah.
I'm winded. I'm cooling down just a little bit. 16 cups of coffee in, and I'm sweating. My little sweat mustache is done, and we're ready to rock. The cameramen are still getting situated, and a little bit more of what everybody is going to see as far as the conditions.
From what I understand, we're supposed to see more of what we've had, big, heavy conditions here throughout the course of competition. So, I mean, you're going to want to stay tuned to this broadcast each and every day. Now that we're up and running, we've overcome the issues with the rain. We're just going to soldier through and bring you the best coverage. And I can't wait to see what goes down because it's been heavy so far. I'm amazed
Yeah.
people haven't broken ribs so far.
All right, looks like we just got word right now that we do have one of our 3 cameras set up right now. Again, Mother Nature is in charge right now. This big old rain squall that just came in through the last 2 days. Hold on. Give us a look. Check out this live feed of Itacoatiara as the semifinals are out in the water.
There we go. We have our live feed up and running. Semifinal number 1 in the water. There you can see in red Heliton Lorero and in yellow Sergio Luis. A little stormy today. We've got onshore winds at about 10 miles per hour to coincide with the rain. So a little bit of a bee sting style rain going out there.
I mean, there is still rain out there, and you can see it's just a big old mess out there. But we have to get the show on the road. Semifinal heat number 2 is out in the water, and here's where we're at right now. Standing on the cliff, it looks small. This is a little insider wave, but there are sets still coming in, up and riding.
Leonardo Costa driving down the line, throws a nice clean spin off the top. There you can see him dropping back in, eyeing up the next section, punches the roll through the oncoming section, and comes out through the white water.
That is the first wave of semifinal heat number 2. Leonardo throwing down. Actually, that is his first wave. Sorry, Leonardo's first wave. And you know what? This is we're getting our cameras situated right now. Again, Mother Nature. You can see the raindrops just landing on the water. Again, this is victory at sea that the competitors have to contend in.
So again, real quick, just to give you a rundown, this is semifinal number 2 that we're going live with right now. In the red, you can see Daniel Ferreira, a local of Postal Cinco in Copacabana, paddling back out. He's looked pretty good in this contest. He's joined in the water with Guillermo Correa. Let me try that again. Guillermo Correa, who is another one of the trialist wildcards from here in Niterói. And they are also out in the water with Leonardo Costa and Lucas Ferreira. And Daniel up and riding.
I saw Daniel and Arica. This guy was just going nuts on the inside shallows of El Gringo, but here he is in Brazil. Nice clean roll and pulls it off. You know this kid. He's part of the Postal Cinco crew.
Yeah, I ride with this kid in Postal Cinco in Copacabana all the time. He's young, he's hungry, and he's got some legitimate talent.
You know what? From what I've seen in Chile, the last event, this kid has no fear. I mean, he was throwing some rolls on the shallows and up and riding right here.
Up and riding in blue, Lucas Faria with a nice roll, and it looks like he got flushed on the landing, Manny.
It looks like the conditions are dropped off just a little bit from yesterday. Well, a lot of it from yesterday. Yesterday was just insane. I mean, it was big, heavy, and if luck was not on your side, then you did not make it through.
Yeah, it's about half the size today as it was yesterday, but it's still heavy. It's still got a lot of power.
We have the results from semifinal heat number 1 up in 4th place. Who do we got?
In 4th place, Heliton Lorero in the red jersey. In 3rd place was Franceli Ferreira. Coming in 2nd, João Zeke, again, one of the trialist wild cards, and winning the heat, Sergio Luis in the yellow jersey coming out on top with a combined score of 9.7. We've seen lower scores, Manny. Give us a little insight on that.
Well, what's happening out in the water is because of the conditions, there are few good waves. And what the riders are doing is they're chancing it. Look how fast the current is taking out the rider in blue into the, to the outside. A lot of current, not many good waves. So what's happening is the riders are waiting for the good waves to come through. And what they're doing is just waiting and waiting and waiting. So you're going to see low-scoring waves because they're going to get that one good one within that 20-minute heat, and they're going to follow it up with a smaller one just to have that second wave under their belt. These are 20-minute heats. Top 2 waves are scored, and as you can see, perfect example. They each have a solid first wave, but they're followed up by the low-scoring wave. They need to get that second wave. Top 2 waves are scored, 10-wave maximum, so you can come out with a big solid score like a 5 in the very beginning, but if you don't follow it up with another solid score, you're just going to get cleaned out by, other low-scoring waves. So these guys have to be on their game to get those 2 big scoring waves.
And here it looks like we have a set blue taking a look at this one. Lucas Faria paddling and drops in, driving down the line, looking for a section, just waiting for it to set up, Manny. And there he goes for a flip and gets it.
Sorry, I mean, again, what happened yesterday is almost on a different level right now of what is going on today. It's probably half the size of what it was yesterday. So still big, but not as big as yesterday, which means we're going to see a lot more tighter moves and probably combination maneuvers on waves. A little bit less of the fear factor going on right now in semifinal number 2.
All right, and there you can see in white, waiting for his next wave to come in, Guilherme Correa. As I was saying, he is one of the local riders from Niterói, a trialist wild card. He's been powering through these conditions. He looked pretty good yesterday, and here he is today in the semifinals, looking to get one of those 7 spots into the main event. And it looks like he's going to take this wave, Manny. Drops in, coming off the bottom, looking for the section. It's going to kind of crumble on him, but he finds a section to hit a roll off of anyway. He hits it clean, comes out through the white water, and there you can see he rides out of it.
Oh, little fun on the inside right there. Let me tell you, yesterday they did not do that. In fact, they were holding all their energy to be able to get back out into the ocean. This beach right here, it's a beach break. Like I said, it's similar to Porto Escondido and the wedge mix. It's similar to Porto Escondido because there is no channels. I mean, if you're going to paddle out, you got to duck dive deep, and you got to come up after the wave passes you because there's no channel. You have to fight through the waves.
Yeah, basically our riders have been finding the spots where the rips are pulling out and using that as the quickest way out. But, you still got to duck dive, and we've seen more than a handful of riders in the course of competition yesterday and even today take a few on the head.
I know. I mean, the competitors yesterday, we had 14 Venezuela riders out there, and the furthest one we've seen make it is into the quarterfinals. Unfortunately, could not make it in the semifinals. The Brazilians, they know what has to be done, and here we are in the semifinals with 8 Brazilians, one of which will not advance on to the main event, and that's going to be heart-wrenching.
And there you can see on screen, with about 11 minutes remaining, Lucas Faria in the blue jersey holding the lead, followed by Daniel Ferreira in second, Guilherme Correa in third, and Leonardo Costa in fourth. But still plenty of time out here. We saw yesterday a lot of scrambling at the end of heats, waiting for that last second set. A lot of lead changes and score changes in the last 30 seconds.
Well, what's happening right now is everybody's getting that second high-scoring wave. Everybody's got that first high-scoring wave and followed it up with just a second wave, not really high-scoring, but now we're starting to see that second high-scoring wave come into play here with 10 minutes and 40 seconds remaining. The swell forecast for tomorrow. The weather, it's starting to look a little better as Monday comes around, but tomorrow, Sunday, we still look like we may have some clouds, but out the back.
Blue up and riding. Nice pocket spin. Comes around clean. Resets his line. Driving for a section. Throws a nice hard reverse off the top. And here you can see he's going to hit the roll off the inside section. Still going. Looking to get maybe one more maneuver off of this. Hits another roll on the inside. And that was a solid wave. That should be a good, strong score.
We're going to see more of this. We're going to see a lot more combination of maneuvers on the wave, longer waves compared to yesterday. The waves have dropped, but now the competitors are starting to put together a combination of maneuvers, and that was pretty solid wave right there for Lucas. It's going to come in at a 5.15, which will give him a solid lead right now. But Guilherme Correa, he is on his tail with only a 6.02 to take that first place spot. It is Danielle and Leonardo who are on the hunt for that second high-scoring wave. And down the beach, Danielle.
Here's Danielle Ferreira up and riding in the red jersey, driving down the line. Nice trim line, hits the big extended roll,
nice.
And it looks like he's just going to get caught in the wash.
Too much power to hold on to his board right there for Daniel, and he has 9 minutes to go to get that second scoring wave. He only needs a 3.12 for that second place advancement spot and a 5.28 for that first place spot. So the guys in first and second, Lucas and Guilherme, still have to hold their ground.
As we've seen in the video clip of the highlights from yesterday, and even here in the live footage, there's a lot of power churning in the whitewater. It's really hard to keep the hold of your board. I mean, we've seen a lot of guys complete their maneuvers, but they're unable to ride out because they're getting bounced with all that turbulence.
This beach break is heavy. I was thinking we were going to come up to a beach break, a nice mellow Brazilian beach break. but apparently this is one of the strongest and most powerful beach breaks in Brazil. And yesterday we saw proof, and today too we're going to see a little bit more damage being done on the riders. A lot of power, a lot of current, and it's going to go down throughout the day. And tomorrow, we're supposed to see swell increase to bigger than we saw yesterday. So it's going to be pretty hectic. So you stay tuned, and you're going to find out if we run tomorrow or not with more of the main event.
Yeah, from what I saw of the forecast earlier this morning, it looks like we've got another 10-foot swell looking to pump in through here. So it's going to get big again, and it's going to get heavy again.
Taking a look at this one, Guillermo Correa punches through that and not going to take it, but look how much power is coming in straight onto the beach. Literally, we're looking at maybe 100, 200 yards out. These waves are coming in and taking another look right there. Guillermo Correa dropping in. Nice clean scoop. Oh, and it just shut down on him and pulls out of that one. Again, Mother Nature, if she's going to throw you the dice, and if it's going to be forming up good, you're stoked. You're going to advance on. A lot of luck involved.
Well, you said it yesterday on the beach while you were taking photos that a lot of it is the wave has got to come to you. Mother Nature's got to smile upon you, basically, and bring one your way because you really got to pick and choose out there.
And as we can see, Mother Nature is saying, okay, the Brazilians, it's up to you guys to make the difference. We have 8 Brazilians in the 2 semifinals, and one of which will not advance on, and that's all going to happen right now. In 4th place in the first semifinal is going to be facing off with 4th place in this semifinal, but up and riding.
Up and riding in blue, Lucas Faria driving off the bottom, looking for a section, trying to get around this, and it's just going to shut down on him, so he's going to duck under and bail.
What we seen yesterday, and we're seeing it right now too, is when you take off, look down the line, it looks like it's going to form up to be a perfect, wave to get some high-scoring points. But what's happening, because it's such a stormy and messy conditions out there, the wave can change instantly when it comes onto the inside, and we saw that right there from Lucas's last wave.
And here it looks like Daniel Ferreira looking at that one. He thinks otherwise and turns back around to see if there's anything else outside. Yeah, it's really pick and choose out there. And as you were touching upon, a lot of guys came here not really knowing what to expect. They had heard a lot of talk, a lot of rumors about the place, but never actually seen it or ridden it. A lot of the pro riders have been really stoked on what they got when they first got here. They were scoring 6 to 8 foot on a daily basis. A lot of them surprised because the last time the IBA World Tour was here in Brazil was 2 years ago for Buzios, and we had small conditions throughout. So coming here and getting a 10-foot swell with heavy, thick, slabbing waves and serious conditions in this beach break was a surprise to a lot of people.
Well, if you don't know your history, Jackson will give it to you. Who won that event, and why is it so significant?
Something to keep an eye on later when we get to the main event. Pierre-Louis Costas earned his first ever career IBA win here in Brazil back in 2010 at the Buzios Pro. And I'm sure he'd like to capitalize on this opportunity of being back here in Brazil to have a repeat performance, only in bigger, more powerful conditions.
That was 2 years ago, PLC. Now he has matured. He is the current world champion. So it's going to be very interesting to see how he's going to face off with a whole slew of new competitors here in Brazil. Welcome, everybody. Once again, Manny V here and Steve Action Jackson bringing you the live feed right now with only one camera on lockdown as we set up the other 2 cameras. Again, Mother Nature has been delivering a lot of rain, and it's just been out of control. We are finally waterproofed here in the media compartments, and we are still waiting for the Mother Nature to cool down a little bit, give us some sunny skies. But right now, semifinal number 2 of the trials outside in blue.
Lucas Faria up and riding, and he's going to duck out of that one as it just didn't line up for him. And we touch upon this again. It's really pick or choose out there, so you have to be careful. Up and riding in yellow.
We have Leonardo Costa punching through the lip right there. Can he pull out in front of this? Again, a lot of all your moves have to be completed, and the way they are completed is to be able to punch out in front of the whitewash there. And unfortunately, it was Leonardo Costa in the yellow who is currently in 4th place, looking for that second high-scoring wave. He needs, as you can see right there, 4.32 to get into that second-place spot. So Leonardo Costa, with 3 minutes remaining, will have enough time to get back out there and hopefully grab that rave. Daniel, he is looking for a 3.13 to get into that second place. You know what? Right now, it's all about staying out of that first place position. Sure, they will advance on to the finals, and they will want to get that first place in the trials, which will give them good points, more points in the overall Grand Slam qualifying series, but they need to stay away from that fourth place position.
Yeah, and these guys, they're playing for keeps. Even though they're looking for that spot in the main event, they want to win the trials. They don't want to just make it into the main event. They want it to win the trials. And you can't blame them for that. There you can see Daniel outside watching one go by, still not getting the wave he needs. With time running down, he wants to advance to the final. Hopefully something comes his way. He's out there waiting for it. There you can see more sets coming through. Yellow ducking under that one. And there you can see blue also out there waiting for something worth riding.
Jackson, check it out. I just got word from the crew that the conditions are intense. I'm telling you, it's pretty wild right now. We're in a nice, cool, relaxed environment here inside of the commentator's booth. But outside, it's windy, it's rainy, and it's getting hectic out there. So unfortunately, we're going to put everything on hold right now. We're going to stop the transmission. We're going to try to set up the other 2 cameras on the beach, and we're going to come back for the first round of the main event. But stay tuned on Facebook and our Twitter. That's where Alex Leone and Andrew Bleakley will give you the updates and the results of the finals. I'm sorry on behalf of the entire IBA, but this has to be done so we can situate those cameras for the main event of round number 1. So you guys stay tuned. We will be back for that first round of the main event, but just to make sure, get on our Facebook and Twitter, and we'll get you the instant, immediate information on what we're going to be doing. So Steve Action Jackson, Manny V, we'll be back. So just stay tuned. That's all I'm going to say, and we'll be back as soon as we can. So Mother Nature, please work with us.
And also, don't forget Google+.
Oh, yes, Google+. All right, we're done. Out of here. Stay tuned, all right? Facebook, IBA World Tour. Oh my, ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to the Itacoatiara Pro, sponsored by Pride, Usked.com, and yes, Net. Manny V here with Adnan
Sliman.
Ben Siliman.
Yes.
Sliman.
Hi, Manny. How are you?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Adnan is from Morocco. We're going to talk to him about Morocco in just a bit. But first, the finals have ended for the trials, and here's how it ended up. First, the one rider in the semifinals who did not advance on, that must be just heart-wrenching. Out of the 8 semifinalists, only one did not make it, and unfortunately, Heliton Lorero did not make it. He is the first alternate to jump in just in case anything happens to the main event riders. But from the bottom up, we'll advance on to the main event. We have Leonardo Costa, Daniel Ferreira, Franceli Ferreira, Guilherme Correa, Lucas Vieira, and Joao Zeke are advancing on. But the one person who took the trials here in the Itacoatiara Pro is Sergio Luis. He is your winner in the trials. Those 7 riders will advance on to the main event in round number 1, and you're going to see them go against the top 24 and the wild cards in the main event. So there you have it. That is the trials. But now, before we wrap up today's show, and I have to apologize on behalf of, I guess, Mother Nature.
For sure. The weather wasn't so good these days.
You were out down in the water during the entire event today. First, give us how crazy is it out there for the conditions?
Oh man, this is like the toughest condition I've ever ridden.
Yeah.
You know, it's like really massive waves. You know, and here Itacoatiara, you know, you see how the form of the beach is. You know, it's
Yeah.
like calling all the swells. You know, a swell magnet. You
Yeah.
know. So it's like getting double swell each side, you know, very heavy.
You had a very tough heat yesterday. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
you did not advance on,
Yeah,
but
couldn't make it.
a lot of good riders yesterday could not find their rhythm in the very messy conditions yesterday.
Yeah,
but
that was hard.
it was
really.
very
For
hard
everyone.
for a lot of riders. But we're gonna see you again. We're gonna see another Moroccan rider.
Yeah, then inshallah there gonna be a lot of Moroccan that will follow the tour, you know, because we got some help from sponsors, you know,
Yep.
due to the to
Well,
some help.
who's your sponsors? How did you get here, and who did you get help from to be
Uh,
able to
in-
come to Brazil?
I have extreme bodyboards, you
Yeah.
know, like sponsors, you know, and Maroc Telecom, which are like
Telecom.
yeah, Telecom. It's like a Moroccan operator, you know.
So can you hook
And-
me up with like an iPhone or something?
Yeah, for sure, man. You can
Yeah.
come to Derbalef. I will take you to some places where you can get cheap ones, you know.
Cool. I'm in. And your wife's here. Let's bring her in here really
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah.
So you two made the
Yeah.
trek all the way from Morocco, and welcome to Brazil on behalf of the IBA.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
And,
We're so happy to be here with you.
But we're gonna see you in Mexico.
Not in Mexico because I'm going for a trip, you know, to train a lot for this kind of condition we get
Yeah.
in these contests. In that contest.
Where are you gonna go for the training?
Indonesia, you know,
Yes.
Bali, Sumatra.
Okay.
I will go with friends probably. Then I will go to Sintra and follow the rest of the tour,
cool.
inshallah. So you will probably see more Moroccans, you know, Brahim.
Yeah.
I think you know him, and there are gonna be like Anas and some other guys there.
Okay,
Yes.
a lot of people who don't know about Adnan, he's been in the scene, in Morocco scene, for a long time. I mean, he's 30 years old. He's won. I mean, you've had a lot of things, achievements. What is your
Thanks God,
your
yeah.
best your best achievements?
My best achievement was like my first year UTB when I went like 5th. You
The
know?
European tour.
European tour of bodyboard, you know, I ran that tour, and with the ranking of that tour on the JOB, it was JOB this time. I was like 6th in the provisory ranking,
Yep.
you know, but couldn't make it to Hawaii, you know, because my sponsors didn't help me.
Yep.
So I just turn the page, you know, and try to do some graphics, go back to Morocco, start work, a company with my wife here, you know.
So you guys do web or graphic
web
design?
and graphic designs in Morocco.
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
And we just came back here on contests, you know, due to what happens to us these last days, you know, which was like a dream becoming true for us. So we're pretty stoked about that.
Awesome. So, I mean, we're obviously going to see more riders coming out of Morocco, and apparently there's some unreal surf. So, if you want to get a hold of him on Facebook, find him, find Brahim, because there's apparently some unreal waves in Morocco. I'm trying to figure out how to get over there. So, one
Yeah.
word I should know is thank you. How do I say that in what is the local language in Morocco?
Local language is Arabic, is like a dialectal Arabic, a mix between Arabic, French, sometimes Spanish, even English,
Okay.
and we speak like that. We say shukran, for example.
Shukran.
Yeah, to say hi.
Shukran means?
To say thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that before we take off today.
Of course. احنا جايين, to say we're coming.
Najaring.
احنا جايين.
Jean. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Adnan from Morocco, unfortunately, didn't advance on to the main event, but he is here hyping up the Moroccan bodyboarders because there's going to be a lot of them hitting the scene. And I thank you and your wife for coming on for the wrap-up show. Once again, the trials of the Itacoatiara Pro, sponsored by Pride and useK.com and net, has finished. The trials are done. Again, the riders that did advance on, we have Leonardo Costa, Daniel Fiera, Francele Friera, Guillermo Correa, Lucas Faia, Joao Zeke, and winning the trials here today in some very tough, heavy conditions.
Congrats to Sergio Luis.
There you have it, Sergio Luis. He won the trials here for the Itacoatiara Pro. Man, I need to work on my Portuguese. But, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for hanging in there. I know you guys were watching from all over the world. One last wrap-up of shout-outs. Patricia in Sydney. Roland, we know you're watching. Tom, Daniel, Greg, Daniel, Kevin, Kate. Kate's been around forever. Hang in there, brother. We love you. So that's it. Any words you want to say before we take off?
Speak it like in Arabic. Is it okay? Like,
if you
just want to say thanks.
if you have people watching in Morocco, say whatever you want.
سلامة الدراري. ما توفقناش في هذه المرة هذه, ولكن مازال ماجين لي زوكازيون إن شاء الله. I would like to say thanks to my sponsors, Extreme Bodyboards, Maroc Telecom, which helps me to be here, Rip Curl, and my parents to say coucou, and thanks for everything.
All right, we appreciate you guys for coming all the way to Brazil, and best of luck in the future events.
Yeah.
And that's it. I mean, Manny V here with Adnan, and we're signing off. Stay tuned on IBAWorldTour.com. That's where you can get all the information on when we're going to broadcast next. It could go down tomorrow with the first round of the main event. That's when the top 24 plus some wild cards and the trialists, the top 7 trialists that went out today and advance on to the main event. So IBAWorldTour.com. That's it, Manny V. And do you want to say bye too? We're out of here from the trials of the Itacoatiara Pro, sponsored by Pride, useK.com, and net. We are out of here. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Peace.
Peace.
Woo!
Boom.